The FD season is officially over. Just got done with Irwindale, and 36 project is done. It runs and it rips too. So really stoked on this thing. I feel like we should go take it for a drive, right? Let's go. Makes all the right noises. If it had a horn, I'd honk it.
Does it have too much power? There's no such thing as too much power. Okay, so what was the final dyno number?
So it did, I ran it off the wastegate spring. It boost crept up to 14 pounds from a 12-pound spring that I had in it. The boost controller wasn't working, so I thought that it would need 16, 18 pounds to do that 400 number. So I was actually on 14, kept doing pulls, getting the air fuels right, and it actually made 409 to the wheels, 380 torque, which is pretty dang good.
So what is that to the crank, roughly?
Probably 540, 550 about, depending on the loss through the powertrain. So pretty much right on point with what Garrett said it was gonna make with this size turbo. But I mean, really impressive out of a little 2.5 with just a little turbo. It's not a very big turbo, and it rips. 410 to the wheels is pretty dang good on 14 pounds.
And you didn't really do anything to the engine other than refresh it. Like you didn't
I basically
put pistons in it or anything like that.
Nope.
Everything's stock.
Yep, stock internals. We fresh deck on the head studs and a head gasket. That's it.
So it literally doubled the horsepower.
Oh, more than double the horsepower. It was probably 190 to the crank from the factory, and now it's over 410 to the wheel, right at 410 to the wheels. It's like, I spent a lot of time driving this car, and it's like way, way, way faster. Like, unbelievable difference. Like, in second gear on dry pavement, like, it'll just spin the tires right off of it in a straight line. Which it would never do such a thing before. So if you think way back to when we first started this project, I had a dream of turboing this thing. So I started gathering parts. I got a little bit of help from my friend from Sam 412 Motorsports, and he recommended that I do a couple of things to the engine to upgrade to make sure that it's gonna last. So we ended up pulling the engine out, head studs and a head gasket, ended up building the whole turbo kit ourselves, made the exhaust, did all the things, and got it on the dyno. And I haven't added up every single penny in it yet, but I would say for less than 10 grand, we were able to make this thing and pretty much almost triple the wheel horsepower that this thing had from the factory. It was a massive increase in power, and like I said, you can way feel it. Like, it is really impressive. Like I said, 265s on the back of this thing, a pretty sticky tire, second gear, it'll fry the tires off it in a straight line. So yes, it is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, like, where else are you gonna get that? And at the end of the day, I'm really, really happy with it. And like I said, I just want to go out and get this thing hot and get it on the track. I have plans in the future, like I'd like to cage it, maybe wrap it up like the Pro car. I don't know, we'll see. But overall, really excited and really stoked to do this project. Thank you, Royal Purple, and thank you to all the sponsors that helped me out. What a fun project, and I can't wait to have fun with this thing.
Tell me about the interior. You spent a lot of time on this part.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the interior. We got the headliner falling down. This thing broke out a while ago. But you know, it's one of those deals where as long as she shreds on the track, that's what I'm looking for. And the headliner's not going to make it shred any harder on the track, so I'm like, you know what? Whatever, it's all good.
Neither was that center console.
Didn't need that. That was just in the way. A cup holder would be nice. That does that sometimes.
That does that.
You got to be careful because that thing will fall off and end up in your lap, so I should probably just get rid of it. But yeah, it's one of those deals where, you know, in time, it'll become more and more like a race car.
The back seat's like the best part of this car.
And that's funny, is the back seat is like the most mid part. It's M3 back seats. So, you know, adds a couple HPs.
M3 mats.
You bet. Just on that side, because I don't know where this one went.
What is this? Must have. Power steering.
Must have, dude. Must have.
Alright, I like it. So is this going to be truly a daily driver, you think, or do you have other plans now that you've finished it?
Well, I feel like now that I've done this, it's really loud, which I guess I could always fix that, but It doesn't exactly pass smog emissions in California, so it's on ethanol now, so it's probably best to keep it off the road as much as I can, and it like rips too, so that's always like, you know, the temptation factor. So I feel like I should just cage it now and just turn it into like a beater, like not maybe a little nicer than a beater, but like a practice car.
Yeah, I agree.